Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marcus Baylor, and to my right is Ryan Eastman. Here we are in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where we get to see the championship Dakota Bikers go up against the Edmonton Totems. This is the first time we've seen the Bikers live here in SportsDen since they won the championship last year. Well, they've had uh a pretty all right season. I know that they're not one of the top teams right now, but they are still well in the hunt for the playoffs. Sadly, considering that they had an unfortunate injury with Lucas Hervonen, he won't be. It has been a little bit of a struggle, but Cass is trying her best to fill that role. Yep, and considering being halfway through the season, we are really getting close to the All Star weekend, and I'm pretty sure a lot of fans are very excited to see their favorite players from their teams come together and have an exciting game there. Okay.
There we go. Okay. So now I am being heard. The what I had said was that I feel Edmonton, now that Seattle is knocked off a few spots with the departure of Demarcus and Jake Turner, has allowed Edmonton a chance to really slide up into a higher seed come this playoff time. But as I was had said, halfway season's coming up, and you started to mention the All Star game.
Yes, it's around that time of year where the All Star game is in the discussion for everyone, as you can see from just about from fans, players alike. People are really excited around this time of year, and really, I'm just very excited to see what these players are able to do on the court tonight to prove they're worthy of one of those spots.
Yeah, I mean, we could start with, I guess, the bikers. Obviously, Sylvius and Lawyer All Stars last season, making a case for them to head again this season. Is there anyone else on the bikers team that you feel deserves a spot here?
I think Benjamin Derby has really stepped up in his game. I know last year he had a pretty good season, but this year he's been really going off. It's proving that he's one of the best centers in the league, and now being in this and what's essentially already an all-star lineup with Dakota at this stage, just seeing him being able to control the paint and really showing that how much of a force he has been, it's kind of a no-brainer that he should deserve a spot in the All-Star game.
Well, now that the Tall Fox is no longer hogging one of those spots, maybe he will slide on into the All Star game, even though that brings up the point that there are a number of talented second and third year players in the West that are also going to be vying for that spot. I can make a case for Dylan Redfield, who missed out on All Star games really his first few seasons due to disciplinary issues, but has kept his nose clean as he's moved on to become the captain of the Bikers. Definitely high scorer on the team as well, filling the role of providing assists and rebounds when Derby cannot. But let's move over to Edmonton now. Anyone on Edmonton you think really deserves a chance at the All Star game?
Well, for me, I would have to say Bo Dappermont. I know that when it comes to the front court, Edmonton is not really most well known for that, but Bo has really stepped up in his, I believe, his third year here in the FBA, and really having a chance to show how much he has grown since his first year in the league, and really has kind of put his paw in the names of like a Scooty Barrett. And it's just, to me, I feel like he has a really good shot here at making it to the All-Star game this year.
Right, and like I said, he's one of those players that definitely benefits from Jake Turner leaving the West. Um, Honestly, the player that probably deserves it most from Edmonton would be Francois Marnu. However, I think he's going to find that in the West it's such a heavy field of guards, he may not make it in, despite probably deserving the role most on his team, considering he stepped up as their main scorer since coming here from Texas. But again, like I said, Lawyer, Silvius, you can even throw Montana's guards in the mix of Inouye and Rinstill. You quickly start running out of guard spots at the All-Star game.
Yeah, you're right there. And it looks like we're about to get ready to get things started. So shall we go ahead and dive on in?
Let's get a nice clean game, huh?
All right. The referee is calling for the game to begin. And the Bikers are able to win the tip-off here. Silvius bringing it up, passing it over to Mika Machinima, third-year player. As Derby passes it up to Silvius. Silvius dishing into Lawyer in the paint, who goes for an easy bucket up as Dakota is able to score first. And right now, good to see Martineau getting a screen from Bo. Not being able to work it out. Lawyer really tight on him, and he loses the ball there, and Lawyer with the steal. And Silvia's getting a quick pass by Lawyer, and it gets an easy three. Dakota's up 5-0. Excellent assist there by Lawyer.
Yeah, a quick start for the Bikers. Always a concern when you play them, how explosive they can be on the floor, especially that combo between Lawyer and Silvius.
Yep. And right now we get to see Yelishka passing it up to Buckley. Good pass over to Martineau. Martineau trying to find a way to jump in there. He loses the ball, though. Get to see Martineau try to recover, and Yelishka having to go for a wild three, and she actually makes it this time. And right now, Bo Dappermont with the rebound. All right, Yelishka with the rock. Losing the ball there by Silvius. Silvius gets the steal, laying it up, and it's good. Nice quick steal there from the Weasel. And right now, Dakota's up by 4. All right, now we get to see Casa passing it over to Romanorin. Romanorin going over to Francois. Francois passing it back up to Bo. Lots of passing on Edmonton's side, and Yelishka loses the ball again, and Silvius with another turnover. And he's able to take advantage here? No. Right now, Casa passing it quick to Martineau. Trying to find a way to get it to play developed. Martineau tries to make the 15-footer, but is not able to get it down. Lawyer going for a long jumper of his own. He's able to score. Dakota is now up by 6, 9-3, with 9 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, and turnovers being the name of the game so far, as we've seen Yelishka turn it over multiple times when guarded by either Lawyer or Sylvia, so going to have to keep an eye on her and how she does going forward.
Yeah, but right now, Bo passing it up to Buckley. Buckley having to give it up back to Dappermont. Trying to find the way to the paint as Dappermont was able to lay it in. Oh, Romanorin, excuse me. Right now, Silvius Trying to find a way to get by Casa, and he's able to do so, and he's able to get the quick jumper. Dakota's now up by 6. And right now, Silvius is doing all of the scoring here for Dakota as the Edmonton has to call time here.
Yeah, no surprise there. They need to figure out a way to slow down the attack from Lawyer and Silvius and definitely get Jelinska back in control. Lawyer getting a few steals on her early there, not helping their point differential early in this game.
Yeah, right now, Roman Norton's ready to pass it in. He does so to Jelinska. Jelinska passes it back over to Siegfried. Big Cat passing over to Francois. Francois trying to find a way around the Meerkat. Being covered with a quick isolation. And he has to pass it up to Casa. Casa for 3. And is not able to get it down as Derby gets the tough board. It's a deep pass to Silvius. Silvius passing it back to Derby. Derby making a drive. Being guarded well by the Big Cat. And it looks like Dappermont will be called in for the first foul, a reach-in foul, so it will still be Biker's ball.
Yeah, shot clock reset to 14 because of that foul. Not too surprising. The foul there is Silvia's going to go for a teardrop, which is good off the inbound.
Yeah, going off the glass. He's pretty dangerous right there. You have to be careful when you can guard him with the inbound. As Dappermont laying it up and in, showing his little glass work on his own.
Yeah, Big Doggo has nice touch from down low in the post.
Right now we get to see Lawyer. Passes over to Silvius. Right now he passes it back to Mishima. Mishima going to Silvius. It goes for a nice pick and pop play. Now Dakota's up 15-7.
Yeah, Silvia's feeling right now, and Dakota is playing through him at the moment. Edmonton needs to find someone to answer back. Bo, the last couple of possessions, has been their fur, but let's see if he can keep it up here.
Yeah, right now we're going to see Martineau going by Silvius, and he's able to get the lucky roll there because the deficit down to 6.
Had to travel around the rim a few times before it decided to drop in there.
Yeah, right now Mika, the raccoon, passes it up to Lawyer. Getting a bounce pass to Silvius. Right over to Misha, who hands it back to Silvius. He gets double teamed, it looks like. And they have to call a jump ball between Bo and Silvius.
I have a feeling I know this way this jump ball is going to go. This is a bit of a disadvantage for the Weasel here, so it'll essentially be a turnover as Bo does not even have to sweat it on that jump ball. Gets it back to Edmonton.
Yeah, right now Casa, who has been struggling a little bit offensively against the Weasel, but she passes it on to Dappermont, who hands it back to Jelinska. Quick bounce pass to Dappermont as well. Quick passing from each other. And Casa heads over to Martineau. Only less than 3 seconds left on the shot clock. And Martineau was able to get something out of there as the clock was winding down.
Yeah, and Edmonton only down by 4 here. As we're going to see a quick 2 passes to Lawyer. No one was on him defensively. Being a little too distracted by Silvius on the perimeter there, left an open lane for the Meerkat to the basket.
Yeah, and right now we get to see Silvius doing some defensive work once again. And he gets another steal on Casa. He hands it over to Lawyer, who passes it over to Redfield. Quick passing from the team in black. That's Lawyer. Working on Francois. Passing to Redfield. Redfield for 3, and it's good.
Redfield, the essentially transition player for Dakota, can shoot from just about anywhere on the floor. And if I was Edmonton, I'd call a timeout here and get Jelinska off the floor and let her regain her composure.
Yeah, looks like they might not be doing that as Francois going for a 20-footer, not able to get it down. But Bo Dappermont's trying to clean things up, but gets fouled by Mika Mishima. That'll be his first personal of the game, buffering again.
Okay.
All right, I'm good. I'm at 312.
And Bo is good on the first one, and we're going to see a mass substitution for both teams, as I think we will see Jelinska, Marnu, Buckley, and Romanera substituted out. Prescott looking like she'll be the backup point guard for the Totems.
13:46.
I'm at 53 now.
God damn it. All right, I'm good too.
And on the second one is good as well. Or sorry, second one is good. First of the game for Bo. 20-12 is the score. Quick shot's no good from Lawyer. And Bo on the other end going to go fast early in the shot clock, is able to make it work out for him.
Yeah, right now in this game, Edmonton really has to rely on the paint over here. Make sure to keep on pace with Dakota.
And we're going to see another reach-in foul, this time on Cassius Watterson, the rookie. As we see more substitutions for the Bikers and Totems, what are your thoughts on the rookies for both teams?
Well, I already know for Dakota, Duncan Kiki has had a pretty decent season so far. And I haven't really been able to see much of the Edmonton rookies this year. But so far they have been holding their own.
Well, as I say that, of course, the Dakota rookie Coop with the turnover, and Cassius Watterson on the other side cleaning up for Edmonton with the offensive rebound and putback. Dakota finds themselves only up by 4 here, as Duncan going to get the ball for Dakota. And I have to agree, Duncan's really, for Dakota's, had the only majority of the playing time of the rookies. Ashley only finding time on the floor after Silvius' injury. And then for Edmonton, Cassius Watterson definitely playing a bit role here as another possible turnover, but no, they're going to say Helen was the last one to touch the ball, and Dakota will retain possession, but only 1.9 seconds left. And Fulton just got to take a quick shot off the inbound, is no good, and Helen and Ashley fighting for the offensive rebound there is kind of an odd sight to see, but Prescott trying to go behind the basket and ends up hitting the back of the backboard rather than getting it to work, so that'll be a turnover for Helen here. Good defense from Dakota, forcing her to take that bad shot, and Ashley going to play point guard, even though Rooney has been Dakota's main backup for the season. Duncan giving out to Coop from beyond the arc is good from the right sideline. That puts Dakota up by 7.
Yeah, coming out of college, Coop is very well known for 3-pointers.
Yeah, you know, Wyatt, good boy, going to slam it down. Surprised he even let go of the ball there. Didn't just hold on to it as he slammed it through the hoop. But
well, hopefully he actually knows the rules of like holding the rim too long, getting a technical foul there.
If you hold on to the ball the whole time, you're not holding the rim. And in the post, I see Helen matching up against a bit of a size disadvantage as Poitier going to turn around jumper. Definitely going to watch out for those screen plays, because even though Dakota has some small furs on the floor, Edmonton can't afford to let the bigs for Dakota get open shots like that. Is now Wyatt going to enjoy a little bit of a matchup advantage here, but Carrickle going to take the ball into the right sideline. Back to Helen off the screen for 3. It is good, answering back to Dakota's 3 earlier, now down by 4.
Edmonton right now keeping pace right here. The bench is doing very well against Dakota's bench.
That they are, and Rooney going to try and answer with some isolation here. Decides to give it up to Poitier, though. So it looks like Poitier might be the one in this play. Nope, we're going to give it to Xavier, who goes for multiple pump fakes. No good. Gets the own offensive rebound back. And Ishikawa, the other rookie for Edmonton, fouls here.
Yeah, Edmonton has to do a little bit better when it comes to boxing out in the paint. You don't want to give a player like Ishikawa, while is also a very young player, can be able to take advantage of getting those second chance opportunities.
Yeah, and Xavier definitely using his size, and I do apologize. Xavier Ishikawa is in his second year of his contract. He is not a rookie, despite he not a lot of playing time last year, so did not get to see him on the floor much. It's Francis Laurent. That's the other Edmonton rookie that I'm thinking of. And got on the first. Opportunity to get this back to a 6-point game if he is good. And he is. And speaking of Francis, you're going to see him bring the ball up the court for the Totems. Calling for a screen. Gets into the paint. Over Duncan's head. And ball barely spun out, and Xavier will clean up the board. And reach-in foul by Leroy. A little too excited for the ball there. That's the third reach-in foul for Edmonton tonight, but shows they're aggressive on the ball. Might be a point of emphasis from the coach here tonight. And Coop going to lose the ball again to Caracal. Too focused on who she was being guarded by. Did not notice the Caracal swipe it from her. As Watterson going to go up high over Xavier is good as well. Edmonton's post is getting it done here tonight.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the name of the game, considering that their bench, Dakota's bench, isn't very well sized outside of Xavier Saffron.
Yeah, Thorne, I think, is fairly tall, but I do not believe we'll see him tonight as Dakota unable to get the board there. Is Wyatt going to go back over to Caracal? Building the shoes for his brother is Wyatt from 3. Not somewhere you expect to see him shoot from offense, and Edmonton finds themselves down only by 1 with less than 40 seconds left in this first quarter.
Yeah, right now Dakota has to find a way to stop this run because it's been pretty hectic for this team.
That it has, and Fulton over to Coop, who gives it to Duncan, who's at the top of the arc. Needs to get a little bit closer. He's outside his range. Gives it up to Coop, though. No good from beyond the arc, and with that, the shot clock has been turned off. Edmonton, if they play their cards right, they have a chance to end the first quarter up here. It's Caracal going back down the post. Pump fake, but passed it back out. Wyatt from the right sideline has a size advantage. Tries to drive in, but going to get fouled by Xavier as he reached in to try and intercept that pass there.
Yeah, right now they're doing a pretty good job trying to do a lot of movements around the basket, trying to overwhelm Dakota on defense.
And Caracal, 4 seconds left, going to give it to Finwatcher, the veteran. No good from beyond the arc with that. First quarter comes to a close. Dakota 27, Edmonton 26. Close game here tonight.
Yeah, it's even though that we already know that Dakota is a very tough place to play, Edmonton is really doing everything that they can to make sure to stay in it. It's been very impressive so far for this team.
Well, at least the bench. I mean, Edmonton's bench has outscored Dakota's bench by quite a large margin. And in terms of starters for Dakota, it's really just been Silvius and a bit of Lawyer stepping up, while for Edmonton, all you can really point to is Bo and a couple baskets from Francois Martineau.
Yeah, you're right on that. If Edmonton's really is hoping to be able to get a good lead ahead of them, their starters are going to have to step up throughout this game.
And Edmonton will get the first possession, a chance to take the lead for the first time here tonight. As the Finwatcher go for an alley-oop, and it is connected upon. First play of the quarter. That's one way to shut the Bikers fans. Ishikawa going to slam it down.
And I believe this is their first lead of the game as well, and what a way to get it, too.
That it is, and now we're going to see Xavier on the other end giving up to Fulton, who's going to answer back with a alley-oop attempt of his own, but Xavier unable to actually slam it down. Ends up doing a reverse layup back to the basket there, but get the fans going once again here. Is Ishikawa going to have the ball now?
Yeah, while it was a little bit awkward, it was a little bit of an awkward pass. It was good that Xavier Saffron was able to maneuver himself to be able to get that layup.
Yeah, and Finwatcher going to go to the line for 2 off the foul there. Chance to regain this lead here as they find themselves down by 1, but you could argue it looks like they made some adjustments at the break, considering the kind of balls it takes to go for an alley-oop play on your first possession of the quarter. And Gunn the first does tie it up at 29 apiece here. And good on the second as well. Third lead change of the night, all within 40 seconds of the start of the second quarter. Duncan with the ball. Going to give up to Rose coming off the bench to the floor. And Fulton going to back it down, but time's starting to run out. Needs to make a decision what he's going to do, because 3 seconds gets it down to Rose. He's going to turn around jumper. The Dragon, though, is good from a difficult 15-footer there, doing a turnaround jumper from that position.
Yeah, well, Jalen is a top 10 pick. While he hasn't really had the time to shine throughout his rookie season, he has been able to show some spurts there, and he was showing off.
And speaking of which, Ishikawa, they're going to go for the same play again. This time the pass is a little off, but Ishikawa was able to adjust and pull an Xavier Safran there and just lay it up backwards. Edmonton getting it done. Edmonton getting it done. The post is Cookie's no good. I know. Then Rose fouled on the offensive putback.
Yeah, I was going to say for that that last possession for Edmonton. I mean, if it's working, you don't have to really change anything else when it comes to doing an alley-oop pass. Sure, you didn't get that very aggressive dunk that we saw in the opening, but it's still able to work very well.
Yeah, I mean, the result's still the same in terms of points scored, but you definitely want to make a statement with the shot, even though I expect Dakota now, after letting that slip by twice, they're going to keep an eye on it, especially once the starters for Edmonton fall back on the floor. And I think both teams now will be making some substitutions in that regard. Edmonton bringing out their front court, while Dakota doing a bit of a smorgasbord of substitutions, bringing out Silvius, Redfield, and Derby.
Yeah, I think the coach on the Vikers end is really starting to feel a little bit pressured right now, having to bring in some of their starters in to try and extend this lead one more time.
Yeah, I mean, they watched the lead whittle away and now leave it to the stars of the show to put it back on, but leaving Lawyer on the bench does speak volumes, perhaps trying to save his energy for later should this game stay close. It's Francis going for the jumper is no good, and we're going to see a foul, this time on Bo. That's his second here, an over-the-back call. Needs to be careful. Foul trouble could find himself. He could find himself in foul trouble very early if he should get a third before the end of the second quarter ends. Rose giving up to Derby, almost intercepted by Finwatcher there, as he's going to back down over the big cat, and it is good. Dakota finally doing a little muscle down low in the post.
Yeah, I believe that they're going to try and see if they can look for that a little bit more often in Derby.
And here we see a pretty big size disadvantage for Finwatcher, as she's still going to get snuck by the Weasel in the post, laying it up and in, keeping it a 1-point game, but Dakota now with the ball.
Yeah, I've heard that Red Pandas can be a little bit feisty, so it's not too uncommon to see Redon trying to go big or go home.
And we're going to see the ball stripped there by Dappermont. Francis going to answer it up with a lay-in attempt, but fouled in transition by Rose. He's trying to stop that easy bucket there. We'll go to the line for two, though, because of that.
Yeah, there's nothing much he can really do at that point. Bo Dappermont doing an excellent job trying to get his paws in between the offensive player and getting it loose. And Jalen Warren really had nothing much to do there, not able to outpace.
Exactly. Had it been anyone else, he probably would have been able to catch up to them and put up a more stable defense. But Bo, with the help defense against Sylvia, stopping him from driving to the lane, allowed that turnover to take place, and he is good on the first, and we're going to see Dakota finish substituting in their starters, I believe. And yes, they will. And Edmonton going to stay on the floor with what they got. Perhaps hoping that Fenwatcher can continue her success leading the floor. And no good on the shot, tied 35 apiece.
Yeah, that could be a little bit of a break for Dakota. As you said, it could be coming in as we get to see a nice shot there from Moyer.
Yeah, off the double screen there, putting Dakota back up by 2. And now Fenwatcher going to get guarded by the Meerkat off the switch, and now Buckley passing down to Bo. Bo was hot earlier in the first quarter, but going to give it back to Buckley, who's fighting to the post, stripped by Redfield, but no one can get a hold of it. And I'm a little surprised here. The refs are going to say that the Buckley was the last one to touch it. I thought Derby surely would have been the last one with his paws on it, but it looks like the Dakota's going to catch a break here as Edmonton finishes bringing back Martineau on the floor.
Yeah, that was a pretty much of an odd decision for the refs. Maybe they have something that we saw in that angle that we haven't.
Yeah, but Lawyer on the quick shot's no good, and Fenwatcher going to get to the post early. Backs it up, though, and resets the play. But 10 seconds on the shot clock. Not going to have a lot of time, and Martineau going to get called for the illegal screen. That's going to be a costly turnover.
Yeah, that's not something you really want to see any other players doing. Redon trying to make sure to get the play set up. Francois not making a pretty key mistake here.
Yeah, and it may have been because the shot clock was winding down. He didn't have time to really set up for that screen like he would have, but can't make those kind of mistakes. If you're going to get called for illegal screen, you might as well miss it. And Jelinska getting some revenge on Sylvia, smacking it out of his paws and able to get possession of it. Now back to Edmonton after back-to-back turnovers now.
Let's see if they were able to capitalize here.
And Buckley going to try and alley-oop it, but Mishima able to grab it down, and now Dakota in transition. Giving it to Lawyer, top of the arc, is good for 3, and Dakota is back up by 5. This is honestly what makes them so deadly, is that three-pointing in transition.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the turnovers. We see another timeout by the Totems. I really have to say, though, that even though that they have been a little bit turnover heavy, it's a little bit surprising to see Edmonton still only down by 5.
Well, they're shooting excellent. That's the big key here. And Dakota has their own turnover problems right now. And, I mean, going back to that alley-oop attempt, they got intercepted. Even though we're going to see another steal from Sylvius here, Redfield going to collect in a quick, fast break, and he's just going to take the shot in transition. Fadeaway is good, up by 7 now. Very quickly, Dakota building a lead once again here with their starters on the floor.
Yeah, it just seems like it's been the main thing, as when the starters come out, Dakota shines, and when the bench comes out, that's when Edmonton shines. So we could see on the next dead ball a possible turnaround.
And we see Derby blocking the shot from Siegfried, but Siegfried able to get the ball back and actually take a better shot 5 feet closer to the basket there, almost unguarded. Now Derby with the ball at the top of the arc. Keep an eye out on one of the guards as Mishima almost loses the ball there, but he decides to drive in over Bo, challenging the dog in the post, but no foul called on the contact there. Edmonton's ball off that miss.
Yeah, that was a really tough shot there by Mika. It would have been better to just dish it back out and reset the play.
And time management is such a key thing that some players takes years to really develop that kind of innate sense of timing. As we see here, shot clock starting to wind down. Buckley off the screen from long range is good, even though it was an 18-footer. And just right there alone, the stat that the Bikers have 10 more points on fast break than Edmonton. They're getting it done in transition. Shima back to Sylvius. Good for 3 from beyond the arc at the top of the key. That's their third or fourth three-pointer of the quarter, it seems.
Yeah, right now Dakota's just doing their staple as we get to see another turnover by Casa there.
This time, Lawyer in transition is no good, but honestly, they're just counting their lucky stars there. That turnover did not result in any points. As Bo going to get the foul from Silvius and an and one opportunity. This is another way that they can keep this lead close by making these free throws count. And Jelinchka, yeah, poor play, going to get subbed out again for Prescott. Edmonton just trying to find someone to lead the floor here without making costly mistakes.
Yeah, and going back to what you were talking about, having these and one opportunities, what better player to do it than Bo Dappermont himself? He has been showing that he is the main dog in the paint.
I was going to say, I think Marnu would argue if you said the main dog on the totems. But now we're going to see Dakota try and answer back. Only a 3-point game now. They had built it up to 7 at one point. Going to look to try and build it back up as I expect them to start pulling their starters out soon to give them some rest here. But Redfield, 5 seconds on the shot clock, is going to take it from beyond the free throw line, but no good. Edmonton, if they play it smart here, they could tie the game with a 3. But honestly, just keep feeding Bo in the paint and watch him work it. Helen going to try and pass to Siegfried, but it's intercepted by Derby, who just slid in front of the Lion there.
Yeah, that was pretty much a bad pass. Shouldn't have really tried to thought of it about the surroundings.
Well, I mean, how hard is it to miss the giant deer there? Is this time Dylan from the free throw line is good. Back to a 5-point game here. And again, points off turnovers. 10 turnovers for the Totems and 15 points for Dakota.
Yeah, as much as you want to rely on getting your guys in the paint, it is pretty much important for you to not just turn it over.
And Bo no good there. Looked like it would have been an easy shot, but you can see a quick pass to Lawyer, who's in the paint, trying to get some contact, but Marnu not biting on it. Going to go back to Edmonton, who's going to do a quick pass down to Marnu in the paint. Backdoor play worked in transition. 3 minutes.
Kind of caught. Oh,
go ahead. I was just going to say how much time we had left.
Yeah, it kind of cut off the Bikers off guard there. It's good to go ahead and need these quick 2 points.
Yeah, I'd say Edmonton had been playing slow for the last couple of possessions, so I think the uptick in tempo threw them off. As now we're going to see Redfield going to the line for 2, and Dappermont, his 3rd foul here. It's late in the second quarter, so it's not the end of the world yet, but I do expect Edmonton to sub him out. They can't afford to let him get a 4th here before the 3rd quarter even starts.
Yeah, and I think it'd be good. Hopefully the coach will be able to realize that, because if he's going to end the first half with 4 fouls, that's going to be huge trouble when it comes to time management and being able to get the most out of your players in certain time of the game.
Yeah, as Redfield's going the first, and we will see some substitutions for both teams. I think a lot of the starters will get some rest here. Like you said, court minutes is something that's key for coaches to watch, as there's nothing worse than making it to the final couple minutes of the game and all your starters being completely gassed and unable to make a single shot work for them. And Redfield's good on the second, too, and Totem's going to go ahead and call a timeout here, too. Only 4 left in the game, I believe, but that is costing them, honestly. These timeouts coming so early in the game, they might find themselves in trouble later on should they not be able to make some adjustments now and keep this game close.
Well, right now they do have a majority of their bench players out, so I would be saying that they will keep it tight because they have been playing very well so far in this game.
True, and Dakota has left Lawyer and Redfield on the floor, so some firepower for Dakota still out there to complement their bench. And Wyatt, time's starting to run out. Gonna have to go for a late shot. Is blocked by Xavier. Gets it back, but no good on the last second heave. Not a lot of time left to make a good shot out of it. And Redfield from 3 again left him alone. The bench players for Edmonton did not expect him to take that shot when left that open.
Yeah, a lot of people don't really see Redfield as much of a 3-point player, but he has been able to shoot his own, as Ishikawa wasn't able to make that one there.
Yeah, trying to answer back quickly is now Duncan. decides not to take the shot. Maybe smart there as the defense was starting to collapse on him, but Lawyer gonna have to make a decision soon as he calls for a screen just so he can put up a wild shot, but somehow spinning through the contact gets it to fall. That'll be the third foul on Cassius Watterson too. That's two Edmonton players that are in foul trouble. Now they're gonna bring back out Dappermont, who's also in foul trouble.
Okay, interesting call there by the coach in Edmonton. I don't think, honestly, between the two players, I would have preferred to keep Cassius in the fray, considering that he is essentially a bench player, and Bo being one of your franchise players in the game. Very interesting call there for the Edmonton coach.
Yeah, maybe hoping to get as much out of the dog as he can before he potentially fouls out. Take the gamble and hope he doesn't. And if he does, have a fresh rookie ready to come on the floor might be the plan. But honestly, both players being in foul trouble right now is not a good sign for Edmonton. As Wyatt over to Prescott. Got only a couple seconds on the shot clock to make a decision. And she's just going to back out and probably take a three here, and she will. No good. Off the back iron, but Dappermont, this might be why he was brought back on the floor to exploit a matchup as he gets the offensive rebound. And again, Prescott waiting till the last second to take another three is no good, but Dappermont again. Second offensive rebound. This time Carrickle blocked. Dappermont again. Missed it again. Dappermont. Basically, three offensive rebounds in that possession. Is we're going to see a quick play on the other end. Maybe that's why Dappermont's on the floor.
Yeah, man. Dakota with the lucky break there, because there were so many opportunities for Bo Dappermont. I mean, right now, isn't Leroy White supposed to be the one that always gets the ball?
Yeah, and Ishikawa going to finally get three to fall. But, I mean, Leroy is the good boy when it comes to getting the rebound, but apparently Bo challenging him for that position. And Safran from the perimeter over to Fulton. And thought that was off a totem player, but they're calling it off Fulton himself. So that's a turnover for Dakota. Edmonton down by 10, catching a little bit of a break here with an opportunity to reduce this lead down the single digits.
Yeah, the ref might have saw the ball gone on one of the Dakota players' toe pads, but you never know as we get to see Leroy getting a quick layup.
Yeah, there's the good boy getting the ball. And now we're going to watch this matchup down the post. Xavier versus Bo. Xavier needs to start boxing out Bo, or else he's going to keep giving up huge offensive rebounds. They were lucky that of his three offensive rebounds, none of them turned into second chance points. As Duncan from far away is going to make it work. 11 seconds left. This will be the last possession of the half, assuming Edmonton plays it right. But Francis going to get the quick layup off the drive to the lane. And technically Fulton will get a chance to throw it up here, and he will. Off the front iron is no good. And with that, the first half comes to a close. Dakota 59, Edmonton 51.
I mean, you can't really end it any better than that. Getting a nice quick dish into the paint to lay it up for the final made shot of the half, leaving just very few seconds for the Bikers to do anything with it.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Bikers didn't. I mean, I guess waiting till later in the game, but they could have called timeout there and got it to at least half court before they took the shot. But semantics, I'm not a coach. I'm just the guy on the sideline that gets paid to talk about the game.
Well, to play devil's advocate, would you prefer having as many timeouts as you can in the second half than worry about the first?
I'd worry about getting points. I mean, Dakota is shooting lights out, 62% from the floor. I mean, if you have an opportunity to put some more points while you can, you might as well. However, like you said, Edmonton could very easily pull ahead here, and Dakota might need those timeouts at the end of the game to try and pull off a comeback, because we're going to look at the game stats here. Starting with Dakota, Dylan Redfield, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 for 5 from the field with 2 3-pointers to his name. Jonathan Lawyer, 14 points, 2 assists, a steal, 6 for 11 with a three-pointer. Matthew Sylvius, 14 points, 3 assists, 5 steals, but 2 turnovers, 6 for 7 from the floor. Benjamin Derby's only taken 1 shot, but collected 3 rebounds, a steal, and a block. Hasn't been a focus of the offense here tonight. Same for Mika Mishima. 0 for 1 from the field with 3 assists and a steal. Xavier Saffron coming off the bench with 2 rebounds, 4 points, and 4 huge blocks, especially against Bo there on that offensive rebound run that he had. Duncan, 2 points, 1 for 2 with 2 assists. Rooney Fulton, 3 assists and a rebound, missed both his shots so far tonight. Poitier, 2 points, only taking 1 shot, but it was a difficult turnaround jumper. Ashley Coop, 3 points, but also missing one of her other three-pointers with 2 turnovers to her name. Rose coming off the floor with only 4 minutes, 4 points, 1 rebound, perfect from the field and the free throw line. Ricardo Rodriguez, 2 points, and that is all he was able to accomplish in his 4 minutes. Jumping on over to Bo Dappermont, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Siegfried, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 for 3 from the field. The post for Edmonton is getting it done so far tonight is Buckley, also 2 points. 2 turnovers, though, with 1 for 1 from the field. That's the big key stat I see, is that the fact that Dappermont and Siegfried are getting it done well from the paint, and Martineau as well, not taking a single 3 so far tonight, 3 for 5, 6 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Connor Carrickle, only 1 rebound and 2 assists and a steal to his name after missing his 1 shot. Good boy Wyatt, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 for 6 with an offensive rebound, and that big slam dunk to start the quarter. Ishikawa, 7 points as well, 1 steal, 3 for 4, 1 three-pointer. Cassie Olenchka, 5 turnovers, 3 points, and a steal. As you see, the bench getting it mostly done for the Totems. Helen Prescott, 3 points, 1 for 3 from beyond the arc, with 1 assist and a turnover. Cassius Watterson, 2 for 2, 4 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. Francis, 3 points, an assist, 1 for 3 from the field, and 1 for 2 from free throw line. Ben Watcher, 4 points, 2 assists, 1 for 2 for the field, and 2 points from the free throw line. Her 1 miss being a 3-pointer. And we're going to head on into the second half here in Dakota. Edmonton found themselves found themselves down by 8, managed to recover and take the lead shortly, and once again now find themselves down by 8 here again. What do you think they need to do here to make up this deficit?
Well, I think the first thing is being able to not turn the ball over. That's been really the key moment here, especially when it comes to Cassie Olenchka.
Yeah, I would agree, as we see Marnu go isolation against Lawyer and get the 2-pointer from the 9-foot line. I would agree, and I think they need to figure out a way to stop the Bikers' offense. I mean, they're just shooting way too high, and that's one way. Getting a steal there, Martineau, you're going to see a fast break as Dappermont from the free throw line is good, and even if he had missed it, Siegfried was in position to get an offensive rebound. That is one way to get a ball rolling here.
Yeah, it just seems like that pretty much the paint has been the main go-to for Edmonton. They have to rely on that, especially with Bo Dappermont popping off as he is right now.
Yes, and it's from all levels of the floor, as we see Lawyer going for 3. No good. Bo with the rebound. Even the bench players for Edmonton getting it done in the post. Weakness for Dakota. We see Jelenchka now taking a shot down there, but Sylvia's going to get the rebound off the miss, and going for a bit of a fast play here. Going to take the shot early. No good. Ball tapped by Mishima. Derby with the offensive rebound, and another one. Third chance. It does work out. Able to lay it up and in.
Yeah, Derby right there trying to show Bo Dappermont that he can do it too.
Well, I mean, he's doing it on the floor with Bo, whereas Bo was doing it without him on the floor. So let's see if Bo can handle the deer in the post and try to get those offensive rebounds down. Jelenchka going to go for 3. No good. Derby able to fight off both Siegfried and Bo to get that ballward. As Redfield, quick pass to Mishima, who's going to slam it down. I don't even think the ball touched the floor there, that possession.
Yeah, that was pretty much top tier Dakota there, being able to pass so quickly. The defense not able to handle it there.
Yeah, and we're going to see another play from Edmonton in the post. Quick pass to Marnu, who laid it up and in. Good play by Mishima not to try and hit the ball. It already crossed the point of being goaltending as we see Lenchka stealing the ball maybe. And yes, it's going to be off Sylvia, so Totems will get the possession off the turnover. It won't count as a steal, but might as well have considering it led to the turnover.
Yeah, Cassie is really stepping up here defensively in the start of the second half, especially with a not so hot start in the first half against Sylvius.
It's okay. You can say she sucked. And Siegfried, no good to make it work there. I mean, 5 turnovers in the first half. There's a reason she only played 10 minutes. Is Sylvius, half-court pass the Lawyer on the left sideline is good from 3. Wide open there in transition.
Great pass there by Sylvius. That's something you don't really see often.
Yeah, and we're going to see Lawyer now bringing up off the miss. And he's going to get stripped by the dog, Marnu. Quick pass to Dappermont, who's going to just step up from the free throw line. It works. 7-point deficit here.
Yeah, right now Edmonton doing a pretty good job getting some turnover, taking advantage of turnovers themselves. That's another thing that has to be really big here to catch up with this team. It's take advantage of the turnover opportunities.
And speaking of which, Jelinska applying the pressure hard here causes Sylvius to slip out of bounds. That's the second turnover in a row she's caused. One-on-one against the Weasel. That might be one way to slow Dakota down if they can do what was done to them earlier in the game and limit the number of shots taken just due to turnovers. Bo going to lead it off over to Buckley. Back to Bo and back to Jelinska, who is running out of time here. Needs to make a decision. She's going to drive to the paint, though, and dunking it down over Derby off the screen.
Yeah, great screen there by Bo, being able to have Casa open at the last few seconds of the shot clock, having that lane. Very easy dunk for her.
Yeah, and Sylvia's going to answer back with a 3 of his own. If you put 2 up, I'm going to put 3 up, he says. And like I said, Cassie Jelinska's speed there was the big factor, and Derby had no chance to catch up after that screen. So keep an eye out on her and see if they're going to continue to try and stretch the Dakota defense to keep that post open. As we're going to see a step-in jumper is good. Marnu, 17 points now, shooting extremely well from the floor. Or sorry, 12 points now.
Edmonton really is taking advantages of those screens. That time it was a pick and pop over there for Marnu.
And for Dakota, Lawyer going to try backing down, but he gets double-teamed quickly. Needs to make a decision, and we're going to see another jump ball, and we are. Jump ball called. 5 seconds on the shot clock, though. So this matchup will be a bit better. It's going to be Lawyer versus Marnu. And Edmonton still gets the ball, though.
Yeah, while Lawyer did have more of the length, Marnu has a little bit more of the power there. So it was a little bit 50-50 to see who was going to get that. The doggo this time, be able to get it.
And we see Sylvius another steal against Jelinska. Spin move, decides to go for a teardrop. No good, though. Trying to be a little too fancy there. Maybe should have just slowed down and try not to bite in transition. And Marnu up to the Jelinska. She needs to watch out. They might want to stop going to this one-on-one matchup as she's continuing to lose it on offense. Bo running out of time. Has to get to Buckley for another long 2. Is good. Would have liked to have slid a little further back for that 3-pointer.
I mean, you can take what you can get. It was already a tough shot with a defender really close to him. Being able to get it down right there, that's all you can ask for.
And Sylvius off the screen, no good. Easy bucket, missed there. Edmonton, only down by 4, has a chance to continue to lessen this lead. Gets by the defenders, but blocked by Derby.
Yeah, right now Derby's just showing how much of a defensive juggernaut he's in so far. As Redfield's able to go ahead and get a nice shot in the paint.
Yeah, he's
14
not,
points in the game so far.
Well, yeah, and it's not an awful lot of shooting. Only 6 buckets attempted here tonight. So he's getting it done highly efficiently, and that is dangerous for Dakota's. Again, Casa using the screen to get open and just taking a jumper from the free throw line.
Yeah, right now the pick and pop has been Edmonton's best friend so far this late in the quarter.
Yeah, so we're going to see almost another steal there from Casa. This time she will be called as the last one to touch it. Ball will go out of bounds and Dakota has a chance. And this might be the best opportunity for Edmonton as Dakota will substitute Lawyer out, but they're going to keep Silvius in as shooting guard. So now we're going to have him matching up against Finwatcher again.
Yeah, it might have to deal with the whole situation of Casa might be getting into his head a little bit. Maybe defending somebody else could benefit him a little.
Yeah, that or hoping to give Lawyer some more rest. They're double teaming him, and Bo, fourth foul now. Third quarter, bit surprising on another reach-in call, and I don't know, they're not benching him at all.
Yeah, it seems like they're gonna try to have that risk with him, even though he has a little bit too many fouls to my liking.
Yeah, and a nice little layup there. And again, Totem's bench outscoring the Bikers by 9 so far tonight. It's really kept them in this game. And yeah, now Edmonton's going to call a timeout. And I have to disagree with this call to keep Bo on the floor. I mean, there's 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and he has 4 fouls.
Yeah, maybe they are going to see if they can sub him out during this timeout. But from what I've seen so far from the coach, I think he's really willing to trust Bo to make the right decisions and not go for any more risky fouls.
Yeah, we're going to see Finwatcher getting an and one opportunity off the rookie. The veteran taking advantage there despite the huge size disadvantage. But, I mean, that's something the coach can definitely say. Like, I trust you not to screw up. But, I mean, look at the fouls that Bo has had. 2 reach-in calls and an over-the-back call. 3 of his fouls have not been because of poor defense on shooting. It's been poor decision-making.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't really come to bite him in the butt, because if he does get a 5th foul this late in the quarter, and we haven't even reached the 4th, they're going to have to sit him for a majority of the game up until like maybe 5 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Well, I mean, even if they don't sit him, that just tells Dakota, hey, attack the paint. That's what they're going to do with Derby here. And he's going to get the reverse lay-in to work after the pump fake. Bo, being aggressive on defense, has to be to try and even influence the shot, but still not enough.
Yeah, I think for Dakota, their game plan has to switch up a little bit and to rely on Derby to do all of the scoring as we get the Totems having the ball there this time.
Yeah, the ball kicked around out of bounds, and we're going to see a big changeup for Dakota, bringing in the rest of their bench, and maybe let them be a bit more physical down low in the post and hope to draw some fouls. And Bo!
Ooh!
Off the quick inbound, slamming it down. I am shocked if he has not applied for the dunk contest after that, because that was put down with some anger.
Yeah, Bo is just trying to find a way to say that, all right, you're going to put me in this situation, then foul. I'm just going to go down and just shove it in your face.
Yeah, and a good play there. Going to give Dakota back to 5, but that's the big thing. Edmonton is hanging in there. Only down by 5 here right now. And we see Wyatt with the ball, giving it up to Finwatcher. Calls for the screen from Bo. Needs to be careful. That'd be the worst way to get the 5th foul, is an illegal screen. Finwatcher gets the matchup she wants. Bo gets the offensive rebound and the putback. This is why I say they need to bench him. He's too valuable to get a 5th foul here, but at the same time, he's keeping Edmonton in this game.
Yeah, a lot of second chance opportunities for the big dog. But as you said, what costs would it have?
Yeah, and intercepted there, but stolen back by Duncan. Tries to get the basket up quickly while Carrickle was distracted, but unable to get to work.
It was a good effort there.
Yeah, and Carrickle going to drive it in himself. Again, Edmonton actually in the second half getting more baskets and more possessions up. Sign of their offensive rebound and dominance and turnovers. And Poitier going to turn around from the free throw line is good. Edmonton down by 3 with 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Right now, Dakota's bench is doing everything that they can.
Well, I'm imagining the Dakota bench right now are just begging for them to pull Bo as, once again, literally a giant among the trees as the poor Rooney and unable to even challenge Bo for the offensive rebound there, but the shot is no good as they were trying to tie it up. That's
That might.
so that's his third or fifth rebound from the offensive side, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Offensively, they have not really been doing good when it comes to switching up different men, especially in that last position where Duncan was literally up against two 5'9" guards.
Yeah. And Wyatt gonna give it up to Prescott. See, Edmonton just needs to keep pounding the post. That's what's been working for them. The 3-point game is not, despite allowing Bo just to continue to rack up the offensive rebounds. Is Prescott, Finwatch are going to challenge the paint and get fouled by Rose. A good chance for two here as she'll head to the line.
Yeah, that's something that they really have to rely on as well, being able to get onto the line. While none of the bigs are in foul trouble, it's still good to try and continue to attack them as much as they can. Because, as you said, the paint has been the #1 scoring option for them.
Well, not just that. I mean, if they're struggling from beyond the arc, they might as well get to the line. Their free throw shooting has been fairly consistent this season. Especially in a close game like this, it might come down to the slimmest margins. Of course, as I say that, I jinx them, and she misses the first, and Prescott and Edmonton as a whole are going to make some substitutions. They actually switch up Wyatt and Carrickle, who they're guarding for Dakota. Maybe trying to exploit a matchup is we're going to see Safran coming back on the floor. He'll be the one challenging the post for Dakota. Good on the second, down by 2.
Yeah, and going back to note of the substitutions, Dappermont is still in the game. It's a very interesting choice here, considering that we only have only 2 minutes left. Less than that, really.
And Francis with the pickoff, and we're going to see a fast play. Finwatcher spinning around, throwing the basket up, almost just asking for a foul there. Somehow it falls in. I think even she's a little surprised. You know, she'll say she intended for that to fall in. I think she was she was just.
That was a pretty. Oh man, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say she was just doing a circus shot there. Another turnover.
I wonder if we're going to see another crazy shot being made.
No need. The easy shot missed. But the game is tied up here, 79 apiece. Dakota. Less than a minute left, letting Rodriguez fire off one from beyond the arc for 3. Only 3 possessions roughly left in this quarter. Edmonton looking to get the last shot probably, so they need to manage this clock correctly. In fact, they're just going to go for a fast teardropper, but it is good. Nothing but net.
You have really good advantages using that paint once again. Only down by 1. It's been a very close game so far.
That it hasn't. It really has been because of the offensive rebounding. I mean, they haven't been Dakota in transition or in turnovers, but we're going to see Duncan going for a 2-pointer there. No good. Edmonton needs to burn the shot clock down.
Yeah, it seems so. That even though that it's been good that they were trying to go for a faster pace, they have an opportunity now to just go back to their own style.
And Finwatcher going to take the last shot there. It is good, though. Edmonton finds themselves with the lead here with 5 seconds left. Can Dakota get a good shot off here? Is Rooney just going to take a 3-pointer, but no good. That would have been a big shot to hit there at the buzzer, but Dakota, for the first time, going to end a quarter down here in this game.
Yeah, that's the first, and plus it's the first lead for Edmonton since the middle of the second quarter, I believe. It's been a very, very tight game here in Dakota.
That it has. I mean, what do you think Edmonton needs to do here to actually develop a lead? Because, I mean, they've obviously been able to whittle away at Dakota's leads, but they've never seemed to be able to pull ahead themselves.
Well, right now we do need to see another player other than Bo Dappermont to step up. Francois Montague has been playing very well, getting some good drives in, but he also needs to go ahead and try and play a little bit on the his 3-pointers as well.
I have to agree there. I mean, the 2-pointing game, if it works, it works. But 3-pointers are just so dangerous when they start flowing for a team. And Dakota going to miss that shot. So Edmonton, here's their first opportunity to start building a lead. Francis calling for a screen. Getting to the paint, but going to take the shot. But Siegfried has the better position to get the offensive rebound and the putback.
Yeah, excellent cleanup there by the Big Cat. Probably another play that you want to look out for to try and see if they can make an impact here in the fourth quarter.
That they do in Dakota. Going to have Redfield on the floor, the only starter on the floor for Dakota right now. Keep an eye on him and expect him to probably be the main deer they play through, as he just does an isolation play and answers back with a 9-footer.
Yeah, as you said, he's going to, as being the only starter, trying to take that leadership role right now, trying to lead these guys into getting the lead back.
I mean, he is the captain, so you'd hope he'd be the leader, too. But Bo with some fancy footwork, but Siegfried going to clean up the mistake. Again, those two, that's so dangerous. They need to bring, honestly, Derby back on the floor to counter them. Xavier and Duncan are not enough to contain them.
Yeah, it looks like after the next dead ball, we could possibly see a big substitution for both teams.
Ooh, and the alley-oop does not work out. That was a bit of a rough pass there. And Edmonton, up by 3, could extend it to 5 here with another post play. Keep an eye.
It'll be the first time that Edmonton could be up by 2 possessions in this game as well, I believe.
Yeah, and dealing with the reach-in might have just been doing that just to create a dead ball situation, as we're going to see Mishima come on the floor and Silvius and Lawyer. And Mishima instantly going to make an impact, getting the steal. Going to lay it up, no good, but the more important factor is Bo Dappermont just called for his 5th foul, and we have 10 minutes left to go in this game.
Yeah, you're going to have to call him out here after the first free throw, because you really do not want to have essentially one of your best players for tonight get benched with this much time left on the game.
Well, I mean, would you rather not get as many minutes as you can out of him? I mean, if you sub him back in with 5 minutes left, he might play the rest of the game and not foul out. And it looks like they won't actually substitute him out, but like I said, that does put them in risk. If one more foul, he's done, and he's just been such an impactful player for the team here tonight.
Yeah, and if he does foul out here, you can expect to see Dakota to just drive each and every possession that they have for the rest of the game.
I mean, even if he doesn't foul out, I expect him to drive each possession. They know he's weak right now. They cannot afford to have him foul out. And on the other end, Mishima going to give a little bit of a hard foul there. Edmonton going to go to the line for 2. Chance to get up to 4.
Yeah, right now the Dakota crowd is really being very vocal about that play.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to boo the refs, but that was a lot of contact on that player. I mean, come on, they just called Bo on a foul, so if anything, you want the refs being foul happy. He's gone the first 3-point game here. And again, keep an eye on the adjustment Dakota makes now that they brought Derby back on the floor and Bo has 5 fouls. I completely expect them to keep attacking this paint now that they sense a weakness there.
Yeah, and Dakota's very well known to exploit things like that. So Bo has to be very careful when it comes to defending from this point on.
Yeah, and that kind of caution is probably going to factor in how well of a job he can do in the post. So, like I said, he just needs to play his game. But Silvius from beyond the arc, not beyond the arc, within the arc, 16 feet is good for 2.
You know, with Edmonton only up by 2, 89-87, with 9:37 left in the game.
Yeah, Dakota find themselves behind for the first time for a significant amount of time. See how they play it here. Lynch again, the screen for 2, no good off the back of the iron. And we're going to see a little bit of a fast play as Lawyer's going to bring it up quickly. But slows it down. Over to Silvius, who's wide open. Is good from the same spot he took his last shot. Dakota shooting worse than Edmonton in the half, but starting to pick it up here.
Yeah, even then, it's still a very high percentage when it comes to the field goal percentage for both teams.
Very much so. I mean, that's why this game has been so high scoring so far. We're getting close to the 100 mark. If they keep this up, we'll get there very fast. And Lawyer getting some good defense on Marnu, forcing him to pick it up, but Lawyer, they're going to call a foul on him from beyond the arc. That's a chance for 3 free throws now.
Yeah, right now, you can already tell from Lawyer that he is really, really upset with himself, considering that they have an opportunity to have a 3-point lead.
I mean, I think he's upset at the ref, too, calling that. I mean, there was not a ton of contact there, but if anything, he just needs to be glad that he did not get a 4-point opportunity handed to them. That would have been a real nightmare.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that everyone in the crowd would be just as livid as we saw Lawyer here. Francois able to make the first. We'll see what happens when we get to the next two.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be at the line for a little while here. Hopefully the players don't forget that it's a 3 free throw situation. Get on the second as well. Marnu finding his way to the line in the second half. Almost half of his points coming from the free throw line. And the third one that's thrown up is good as well. Costly mistake by Lawyer, and Dakota's going to go ahead and call a timeout real fast. And as we can see there, Edmonton find their way to the line in the second half. 7 for 8 compared to 1 for 2 from Dakota.
Once again, they are really relying on the paint outside of the latest shooting foul that happened on Lawyer. They have been really reliant on driving and being able to catch these defenders off guard.
That they haven't. Sylvia's for 3. Must have been what the timeout was about, because they answer right back with a quick play to even the score back up at 9-2 apiece.
Yeah, and Lawyer with the assist, trying to make sure to clean up his mistakes there.
Yeah, I think the play design was to keep Sylvius off the ball and try and give him an opportunity to play shooting guard, basically. Is now Marnu's feeling it from the free throw line is good. 5th straight point for him tonight. 7th in this quarter.
Yeah, this right now the screens once again coming into play for Edmonton.
And Sylvius for a long 3, no good. Sidfrey can get the rebound. Sylvius maybe doing a bit of a heat check there from very far away, and Buckley on the other end in transition is going to make it work.
Yeah, I will have to say that even though that Dakota's well known for the 3-pointers, they don't have to take wild shots like that in that last possession, because that'll just extend the lead even more with those shots like that.
Yeah, especially if Edmonton keeps going, and looks like they're calling for a screen there. Going to give it to Lawyer. Gets it to fall off the shooter's bounce. Lawyer and Marnu equal in points tonight. 19 apiece so far.
Yeah, but I think the big difference here is the fact that Marnu took in less shooting attempts to get to where he is.
Yeah, and Bo now getting brought back in on offense, but Shima with the good defense there. I don't know how to make the shot, canceling out, but Redfield with his speed gets by Buckley and gets the free throw shot made, tying it back up at 9-6 apiece here.
Yeah, it's good that Dakota is able to tie this game back up. They're going to have to get some kind of turnover. We could see one here.
Even though they're going to say Totem's ball still. It's a battle for the ball as it was going out of bounds, almost like they were trying to bounce it off each other just to create the change in possession. But quick pass to Jelinska in the corner. Down to Buckley. Redfield unable to get there in time as Buckley just lays it up and in. He said high shooting percentage for both teams.
Yeah, it was a nice bullet pass there to Buckley as well.
Yep, Sylvius giving it over to Mishima. Back to Sylvius, getting double teamed, and oh my word, Dappermont fouling out here on a reach-in. Such a silly mistake to get fouled out on. That's his 3rd reach-in of the night, too. Edmonton up by 2, but We're going to see Derby immediately attacking the paint, but giving it back to Silvius. No good from beyond the arc, but you have to say Edmonton just suffered a catastrophic loss in the post, but they're going to try and answer back, but Marnu, no good. And
yeah, and of course, as I said earlier in the game, once they get a chance to have Carrico fouled out, Dappermont fouled out, they can actually go ahead and drive into the paint tenfold now.
Yeah, we're going to see Casa with a nice little move around Silvius, keeping the lead going. She's finding her shooting stroke here. And quick pass, intercepted, was trying to go for Redfield driving to the paint. Now, Marnu trying to step up for Edmonton, no good. And almost
Ooh.
Mishima throwing into the back of the Lions' head, and Silvius in transition for three is good, brings Dakota back by one. A little surprised that the ball didn't get turned over there when it got thrown at the mane of the Lion.
Yeah, that was probably the best thing that could happen for Dakota. Getting a 3 out of that could have been a disaster and could have been down by 4.
Yeah, I don't think Siegfried was expecting that. Hopefully he's not a little dazed by that pass. He's going to fight his way, just bullying his way past the two of them, pulling the lead back into Edmonton's favor. Yeah,
the White Lion might have not been too happy about having the ball getting hit upside the head.
And we're going to see Derby now, top of the arc. Back over to Silvius. Alley-oop pass to Mishima is good, and Mishima going to slam it down. That's one way to get the fans off their seat. And again, that's exploiting that matchup against the player that Bo was guarding, Mishima. With the new assignment, probably going to find a few more gaps in the post to do plays like that. Is Mishima going to guard the inbound? Over to Siegfried, who's honestly going to have to step up here now that his partner in crime is fouled out. Giving it up to Marnu. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Going up for 3, but another foul from Lawyer. And they're saying it was a 3-point attempt.
Yeah, it wasn't. There was clearly contact that time, as unfortunately for Lawyer, that's going to be a very costly foul. As Edmonton could be up by 2 after these next 3 shots.
Yeah, now once again, Marnu finding a long stay at the charity stripe. He needs to make sure he gets his rewards card swiped after he's done here. If he keeps staying at the charity stripe, he's going to get a free night here soon. And with 4 minutes left in this quarter, Edmonton might find themselves up once again. This fourth quarter has been extremely close, and now it's Edmonton's starters able to make the buckets fall, not just their bench.
Yeah, for some of the starters, they're going to have to step up, as we've said throughout since Dappermont's fouling out. It's a good thing that Martineau is getting able to have the advantage of getting the charity stripe, because that's where he's been killing it right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He hasn't even made a 3-pointer tonight, I think. So Lawyer's aggressive defense on him may not be warranted right now, because Martineau seems to be automatic from the charity stripe. Might be better just to let him take a 3 and expect him to miss it than risk another foul attempt.
Yeah, well, right now they're going to have to see if they can answer back, possibly tying this game back up, or get the lead back.
Yeah, keep an eye on Lawyer and Silvius and see if they draw up a 3-point play. So it looks like they're calling for a screen. Silvius going to get the ball, going up to the free throw line, is able to make it work and ties it up once again. And we've had 11 lead changes, the majority of them in this quarter. Is Casa driving to the paint against Silvius, but dishes it back out to Romanera. Back to him. He's blocked by Derby. Mishima able to grab the ball before it goes out of bounds. Dakota in transition, but Lawyer trying to pass to Silvius is intercepted by Alenchka.
Yeah, right now we're seeing a lot of costly mistakes by the Meerkat. That's not something you want to see this late in the game.
No, especially this close of a game. Tied at 105 with less than 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Martineau Trying to get out. Lawyer is going to tip it away and steal it. Derby, but no. Derby slips back out of. Oh, the half-court violation. If only he had taken a step forward. He lost track of where he was. Edmonton fans are going to be releasing their breath that they've been holding after watching Lawyer swipe the ball away there.
Yeah, right now Dakota starters have not really been able to play very clean. Mistake after mistake, it seems.
And Carrickle for three, no good. Redfield going to pull down the ball.
Lucky break there for the Bikers. They're going to have to find a way to clean things back up. And it looks like they will do that as Lawyer gets the three.
Yeah, and that's a good sign for Dakota. If they're still hitting their threes, they can very quickly build a lead here. If they get a couple in quick succession, as Casa going to try and fight her way to the post, but blocked by Mishima. And this time it's Derby to grab the ball before it goes out of bounds. Sylvia's going to fight with Jelinska. Over to Redfield. Calling for the screen. Looks like he's going to try and fight his way to the post. It's no good, though. Wyatt bringing it up for Edmonton. Only 2 minutes and some change left to go, down by 3. Back to Jelinska's just going to spin around. No good. Redfield, too much of a defensive pressure for her. And Sylvia's from the left sideline is good. Second three for Dakota in the last minute.
Yeah, and right now Dakota's explosive mentality coming into play this late in the game. Edmonton has to respond here with a three of their own, I think.
Yeah, Martin going to miss that step back jumper. I mean, honestly, keep up the post pressure, but if Dakota manages to hit another three here, I think it might be over. Less than 2 minutes to go. Lawyer with the ball. I think Dakota's just going to try and run down the clock as, like I said, so far, Sylvia's the star for Dakota on the floor right now. You know, you could argue Lawyer, if you remove some of his mistakes, could have had a bigger impact in possibly being a player of the game should Dakota come out on top. As Marnu, they are going to call the three-point play, is good.
And I believe that's his first three-pointer of the game, too. And he still had played a major impact without doing it. Now that he's starting to find his stride, it's going to be a pretty interesting game so far if they get a stop here.
Yeah, Mishima able to get the ball to Derby. But Lawyer, no good, but the tip back in from Derby. 15.
Yeah, good cleanup.
Sorry, go ahead.
It was a good cleanup there by Derby, getting a quick tip in. 115-108.
Yeah, the Deer making his money the dirty way with the cleanup from the missed shots. And Siegfried trying to fight to the post, but only 5 seconds left. Forced to take a really tough shot as Mishima going to get the rebound. Edmonton down by 7 with less than 40 seconds left. I would be shocked if they really push this here. As Derby, Dylan Redfield going to extend to a 9-point game, and I think Edmonton is starting to send some of their bench players to sub in next dead ball.
Yeah, I think that was the nail in the coffin there, even though Martin was able to get the quick lay-in.
Yeah.
Take the defense down by 7.
I'll say it looks like they're going to try and do a full-court press and force a turnover, but that's just going to leave an open lane to the basket for Sylvius to lay it up. Looking to pad his stats a little, and Edmonton's just going to call a timeout.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much safe to say that this game is well done. Edmonton had a really good effort throughout, but it just wasn't enough this late in the game. They could have had an opportunity to extend it with the amount of mistakes Dakota has made around in the closing minutes, but they weren't able to capitalize.
No, I mean, considering how close of a game this was for so long, we're going to see Francis trying to take a quick three, and with that, I think we're just going to see them wind it down as Sylvia's going to bring the ball up the court. No, but literally less than 2 minutes ago, Edmonton was right in this game, so it really just came down to the wire for them. For Edmonton, that has to be a good sign. When they're on fire, they can hang with even the reigning champions.
And here's the biggest kicker is that Lucas Hervonen was not playing in this game at all due to his injury, taking the safe route of just sitting him out for later, and they're still able to only lose by 9. While it's still not something you would like to see being close to a double-digit loss, they still held it pretty well.
I mean, arguably, if you just remove the last 2 minutes of the game, it was Edmonton's game. So, just all it took was having Bo on the floor, maybe being the difference maker. And as we're going to head on over to the stats for the game, Matthew Silvius leading the way with 36 points, 6 assists, 6 steals, and 4 turnovers. 15 for 21 from the field, 6 for 8 from beyond the arc with a foul. Jonathan Lawyer, 22 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 2 turnovers. 9 for 16 with 3 for 6 from the three-point line. Dylan Redfield also putting up 22 points, creating a double-double with 10 assists, 9 for 11 from the floor, shooting extremely efficiently with 2 three-pointers as well. Benjamin Derby, 8 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 3 blocks, and 2 turnovers, 4 for 5 from the floor. Also 3 offensive rebounds. Poitier, 6 points, perfect from the floor, 3 for 3 with 1 assist. Jalen Rose, 6 points, 2 rebounds, perfect from the floor and the free throw line. Mishima, 5 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. 2 for 4 from the floor, 1 offensive rebound. Rodriguez, 5 points, 2 for 3 with 1 3-pointer to his name. Xavier Saffron, the big stat, 4 big blocks, 4 points, 3 rebounds. 1 for 4 from the floor, though. Ashley Coop hit her 3-pointer, but then had 3 turnovers, a bit of back-and-forth luck there. Duncan, 2 points, 2 assists, and a steal. Rooney Fulton, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 3 turnovers. Both him and Ashley struggling to hold on to the ball there. As we head over to Edmonton, Francois Marnu finished the night with the most points for Edmonton, 8 for 8 from the free throw line, 27 total points, 4 assists, 2 steals, 9 for 15. Bo Dappermont fouled out but had 16 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, no turnovers, 7 for 12 from the floor, and 7 offensive rebounds. Ben Watcher, 12 points, 2 assists, 4 for 6, 4 for 5 from the free throw line as well. Siegfried, 10 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 5 for 10. Ilenchka, 9 points, but 6 turnovers to her name. Costly, even with her 4 assists. Buckley, 8 points, perfect from the floor. Perhaps could have gone a little bit more involved in the game for shooting. Wyatt, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Ishikawa, 7 points, 1 steal, 3 for 4. Francis, 5 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 for 7. Struggled from the yard. Cassius Larson didn't see much of him after his appearance in the first half, but 4 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. Helen Prescott, 3 points, 2 assists, 1 for 5 from the floor, but all of her shots were almost 3-pointers. Carrickle, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 2 turnovers. And then just heading on over to team comparisons. The big stat I see for both of them, both teams, points in the paint for Edmonton, 54 points. Whereas Dakota, fast break points, vastly outscoring Edmonton with 39-12.
Yeah, right now the turnovers have been really the biggest issue, especially early on in the first half. And Casa did struggle against Sylvia, so she did pick it up as the game went on. It was just a little bit too much for them.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see as we go quarter by quarter how it fell apart for them. But again, Dakota, 8 blocks, and Edmonton ended up equalizing in steals at least, and offensive rebounds were their main carrying force. Again, the first quarter was extremely close. The only real noticeable stat was the fact that points off turnover were in Dakota's favor. And then in the second quarter, Edmonton just slowed down in scoring, and Dakota just kept up the high fire pace, 3 for 4 from three-point land.
Yeah, I will say that when it comes to Dakota, the fast break points and the turnovers really did came into play in the second quarter. And honestly, being perfect from the free throw as well as doing 55% in three-pointers in the first half entirely, that'll definitely get you in a pretty good lead. But at the same time, the points in the paint really did help the Totem stay in it.
Yeah, and we definitely saw in the third quarter really where they took off, uh, shooting 62% once again and really firing on all cylinders. 5 steals in that quarter basically brought them back within striking distance of stealing the game away from Dakota.
Yeah, I will say this is where Kasia actually like picked it up defensively and really overwhelmed Sylvius a little bit.
Yeah, especially there in the half. And I mean, a lot of the passes also were just Dakota's high tempo trying to pass down low. And really, it took Dakota shooting absolutely lights out in that fourth quarter, 73%. That's not a percentage of shooting you're going to get often quarter to quarter.
Yeah, I think that's probably when it comes to the fatigue factor for the totems, especially with how Carrico was fouled out with only 5 minutes left in the game. They were going to take full advantage of those last 5 minutes to pick up the percentage.
Yeah, and like I said, honestly, Dakota almost gave it away with Edmonton up by 4 after the lawyer foulings from beyond the arc.
Yeah, that's something you would really don't want to see. If the Bikers were to lose, I'm pretty sure a lot of the blame could have went to him, and he probably would have felt a lot very frustrated and that. But
Cost
at
him an
the end of the
all-star
day,
appearance, never appeared again, out of the league, can't look at himself in
I
the
would
mirror.
I wouldn't go that far, but it was certainly not a game that you would say would be something he would like to remember
Oh,
from time
the
to time.
reporters would never let him live that down.
I mean, would do we ever?
No, I mean, honestly, we're going to be pestering Jelinska about was she dipping her paws in oil before this game because she gave it up so much tonight. It almost was reminiscent of Yona, but at the very least, Edmonton was willing to sub in other point guards to try and take some of the pressure off of her. Even though, honestly, I think the coach is really going to have to answer for why they kept Bowen so long with that many fouls.
Yeah, I mean it did work for a majority of the game. They were able to stay close within it. It could possibly be that the fact that considering the rest of their bigs are a little bit young, maybe the worry of experience in that kind of in this type of game could overwhelm them a little bit. But at the same time, you do need to make sure to keep your best players within the last few minutes of the game, and not when it's only like if they're only down by 5 in the middle of the fourth quarter, well, third quarter, I should say. It would be wise to be able to give him the rest that he needs in order to pop back in because the bench have done so well.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, once Hervonen's back in, I think Edmonton, their record may be deceptive, but the fact that in division they are equal with Montana really says that they could be a powerhouse team going into this playoffs.
Yeah, that I mean you put a nail on the coffin there, and I think we're gonna go ahead and close things off here tonight in South Dakota.
Yeah, another almost nail biter. The last couple South Dakota games we've casted have really been uh, close affairs for Dakota, but they've always managed to ink out the win at the end.
Yep, and as you said, it's been a very very fun one here in Dakota. But the next time you're going to see us is going to be in Huntsville, as the Huntsville Mayors will go up against the Tallahassee Typhoons.
Yeah, that will be on February 8th, only a couple weeks away. And remember, fans, make sure you get your all-star ballots in. The FBA needs your help determining who will be in our dunk contest, three-point contest, and rookie and all-star games. Make sure you're out there supporting your favorite player and supporting your team's players. I've been Ryan Eastman, and joining me tonight was Marcus Baylor. Thank you for joining me, Marcus.
It's always been a pleasure.
And thank every one of you for tuning in tonight. Have a good night, and we will catch you all next time.